So today I just want to give a conversation, a discussion, think piece, I guess you can say, of what's just been going through my mind. There's no particular way I'm gonna try and go about it. And I mean, I just have no topic in mind. To be honest, I just want to say my own experience and what's just been going on, as I think it can provide some sort of relief to myself and maybe to others who can just go see things through other people's lens and see how it can apply to them. Because it's like nowadays I just see so many people that are stressed, worried about life and worried about where am I gonna be, what is my move, what is my direction. And I was like that too. I am still currently trying to figure everything out, as it's always figuring things out. It's always just a process. That's a journey. And every step, every action, every move we make is contributing to wherever we're heading. And now I can never try and judge someone's path. I can never try and judge someone for what they're doing, because I am not them and they are not me. And what they're doing is in whatever they believe is right for them, if they act in accordance to what is right for them. But I feel like we're so stressed, we're so worried in relation to time also. We gotta make something of ourselves with the limited amount of time we have, the scarce amount of time we have left, separate from our own obligations, separate from work if we work, separate from school if we're at school. Because I know a lot of people just graduated. And it's crazy to think about. If I would have gone to college, I would have been graduating. I'm 21 right now, turning 22 soon, and it's been on my mind. And of course, the only thing that really changes is the number. But I guess that's just in reference to how long I've been here. And it gets me worrying, like, how much time do I have left? How much time? Because it seems like time moves by so quick, moves by so fast. You blink and a year has passed. Take a breath, 2 years. And it seems fast, and I feel like that's crazy to me too. And we just rush ourselves because time seems to move so fast, and because we have so much already on our plate. And it becomes harder just to try and help people with so much on our plate. And I guess that's where the stress comes in. Because I see a lot of just kind people just trying to do things for others, trying to take other people's workloads when they themselves have their own problems and own worries. I'm not saying to be completely selfish and ignore every human being, and I'm just saying help out where you can. Help out where you can. Because I'm helping out where I can, hopefully, and we grow. Because it's so crazy to me. I never would have thought I would be here at 21. In the sense, I did not. Everything is in relation. Like, when I was a kid, I didn't know how I'd be when I was 16. When I was 6, I didn't know how I'd be at 16. When I was 16, I don't know how I'd be at 21. And now that I'm at 21, I don't know how I'd be at 30. That seems so far away, but at the same time, it seems so close. And I worry. I truly do worry, Not even about myself, it's just about people around me. Because I believe in my own work ethic, I believe in my own abilities, and I know I'm above my head so many times, which comes with risk reward. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. But even so, I'm not gonna act just because of the reward. I'm doing it because I truly want to. But even so, it's like I look around and it's like seeing the people age, the people I hear hold dearly to my heart, seeing how they grow, and it's like, wow, this is life, isn't it? Just as we see the beauty in life, just as we see everyone growing up, there's that pain of losing them. There's that pain of one day it just ends. It's over. It's over. End scene. And that was something that used to eat away at me a lot, I'm not gonna lie. Especially when I was a kid. Especially when I was 11, 12, 13. I used to stay up at night just trying to get my mind away from it, running away from that thought, because I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to deal with that thought that eventually the people around me are gonna grow old, and the people around me are gonna pass away, and eventually I will. And I don't know how I would cope. I don't know how I deal with that loss. Genuinely would not know how to deal with that. And I was a kid at the time, and even now I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready for it. I'm not. And I don't think you ever can be ready for loss. But it happens. It happens. And there's so many things you can lose, you know. And I guess that's where you get that feeling of gratitude. That feeling of, you know, I'm glad that I had that experience. I'm glad they were a part of me. I'm glad it went about this way. And it hurts to say goodbye, but I can't do anything about it. Because things end. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And who knows how far along you are on that. Who knows how far along someone else is. And it's a thought, definitely. So, with the idea of loss and grief, you know, I don't want to run away from that grief. I don't want to run away from grieving, as I felt like I would run away from feelings. I'd run away from circumstances. I used to have a habit of just doing that, just shutting it away and shutting off, you know, just disregarding everything, disregarding my emotions, disregarding my feelings. It wasn't healthy, and I'll be honest, it's not healthy to run away from it. Because rather than that, it's like you should embrace it. Like, it's a feeling, we have it for a reason. On a biological level, it's like we have that feeling for a reason. Because if we didn't need it, we wouldn't have it. But even so, it's like, I believe it's a lesson to show us, or it's trying to show us something. And I kept running. I kept doing that. I kept running from things. I kept running from so much. As I said earlier, running from the thought of loss. When it was so far ahead of me, I started seeing that situation. And it's like, if you're stuck in the future of what's to come, it's like you lose sight of what is in front of you now. You lose sight of the presence, of their presence. And you lose that appreciation for the current moment, because you're so stuck on the future. You're so stuck on that one thing, and that was something that remained deep within me. And even so, even now, I don't believe you can truly appreciate someone as much as when they're gone, because you don't know the extent of what they provide for you. But I'm gonna do my best to try and understand everything, and do my best to accept that. And, you know, I guess as far as I know, we'll all be okay. We all are learning our lessons, and we may bump our head a couple times until we are truly receptive to the lesson. Because right now it's like I feel very distracted in a sense, you know. I feel very distracted in a sense where it's like, feels like I'm constantly moving, constantly going, and sometimes I feel like I need some time to myself. I truly need some time to breathe, some time to just talk and just sit with myself, away from work, away from all of it. And that's just me being honest. That's me just being completely transparent. Me, I just want to sit sometimes and just sit there. Just talk or just sit there. I don't even have to talk. Where I can just be there. I can be free from distraction, judgment, criticism, free from thoughts of others, thoughts of yourself, just there. Just there. Because at some point in the time, it's like, I want to make the most of me. I want to make the most of my own time. I want to do what I want to do, because at some point of our own journey, we will cease to be remembered. But in that time where we are remembered, what are we known for? What are we known by? Because of course we all have some sense of reputation, whether it's within family or community or grand scale, if it gets to that point. What are you remembered for? And I want to take that into my own hands. I want to create that decision and that picture for myself. I want to sculpt that sculpture, because I am both the one being created and the one creating. I'm the painter and the portrait and the canvas, you know. I am on both sides of the coin. So let me take control of that. And I feel like that's something we tend to get lost in, the fact that it's our choice. It's our choice to live how we want. It's our choice to make decisions. Because if you think about it, your parents made decisions that your parents didn't like, and the cycle continues, you know. You'll make decisions your parents don't like, and your parents made decisions their parents didn't like. And it's a constant cycle. So it's like, take the risk, take the calculated risk. I'm not saying just randomly, no plan, and just dive in and not be intentional about it. I'm saying create a plan, you know, create an idea, have a vision for yourself, you know, foresight. But, you know, as I'm here, as I'm just talking, it gets me wondering, like, how many times have I held myself back? Because now I'm facing the repercussions of every single thing I do, whether it's positive or negative, helpful or hurtful. I'm facing the consequences of my actions. And now it's also the idea that I am creating my future consequences. I'll reap the rewards of my actions now. So here I am, just sitting, talking to a camera. And I'm enjoying it. I'm truly enjoying it. This makes me feel at ease. This makes me feel at peace. And I wouldn't want it no other way. And, you know, I guess what makes change so hard is a lack of self-trust and self-esteem and self-love and compassion, where we can be our own biggest obstacle. We're our own biggest critic. You know, I like the idea where it's like, I don't judge myself, but I trust my judgment. I don't judge myself, but I trust my judgment. You know, I'm not gonna beat myself up. I'm not gonna say anything negative about myself because I made the action, and it's because I made the action that I trust my judgment. I'm the one choosing. I am the one taking that risk. I am the one playing the biggest part of my life. So who better to take the risk? Who better to let drive the steering wheel? Who better to drive the car? And there's no need to beat myself up over it. There's no need for that. You know, just if you mess up, you take it to the chin, get up, and keep going. And of course that seems hard, where it's like sometimes we need some sorts of validation. But I feel we need to get beyond the point where we seek that. We need to get beyond the point where we want people just to tell us. Just to tell us, we're doing good. I want that to be within, as our belief about ourselves shows outward. And it's truly our choice. So it's like attitude and just outlook on life is very important. Plays a key role in our own life. So, that being said, it's like, how do you want to act? How do you want to see the world, and why? Because why do you want to believe in a positive outcome? Why do you want to believe in a world of positivity? Because better than that than the constant fear and stress of doubting, and the fear and anger you may feel towards the world. But even so, it's like, sometimes I feel like we'll be mad at ourselves, or mad, sad, and whatever feelings it may be, and it shows outward into the world, and we see it in other people, or it's like a circumstance or situation. It's like we can either laugh it off because we have a positive attitude, it's like, it's okay, or we get angry and just lash out, we crash out in a sense. And I see that so often. And I feel like sometimes some people are so consumed by their own feelings, waiting for a moment to snap, seeking it out, just because they need some sort of thrill, they need some sort of release. They need a release of that. There's nothing wrong with releasing it, but I guess it's the way in which we go about it. It's the way in which we relieve our suffering, the way in which we relieve our pleasure. So I guess it calls to attention for how do we want to act, and how do we want to treat others, and how do we treat ourselves, because we should be our greatest companion, because no one is going to be there with us like us. No one's going to be there like we should be there for ourselves. That's just being honest. That's just being wholeheartedly honest. We have to have our own back, but anyone else who comes along and respects the journey, appreciate them, love them, and care for them. And I also think at some point in time we separate from others, just because it's not out of hate, it's not out of envy, it's just because you grow apart. You simply just grow apart. You don't connect on things you used to, or you just have two different ideas and visions for yourself. So you just naturally separate. There's nothing wrong with it. It just happens. It's a natural thing. Like, sometimes, and I've seen it several times, because if we even talk about it in a progression of where I am now, like, I don't have the same friends I had in elementary, although it's like I'm so cool with them, or in middle school, or I'm so cool with a lot of the ones in high school now. But it's like some people come and go. Some people come and go in your life, and I guess we got to deal with that loss. Whether it be a friendship or relationship, we just got to deal with that loss. And I feel like deal isn't the right word. I would much rather use accept. We just accept the loss. And that's what it is. It's just a loss. Like, we lost that part. We lost that. And I feel like a lot of times in a relationship, if you're so attached, it's like when you're not with them no more, there's like a piece missing, because being with them was somewhat a routine. You were just so used to them being around you, and just it felt normal. But now that it's gone, it's like it's different. It's like it's new in a sense. Especially if I'm assuming just a long-term relationship, that has to be something on a different scale too. Like, But I think I just expressed my mind enough, just a yap session, I guess you can call it, just a dialogue of a 21-year-old person as I'm just showing what's on my mind, what's going through my brain. Because I'm not perfect. By no means am I perfect. I'm trying my hardest. And of course I'm gonna make mistakes. That comes with growing. That comes with it. It comes with the territory, and I am completely accepting of it. But sometimes I do wish I could just shoulder everyone's worry and burden and stress. Just because it pains me to see that. It pains me to see people who are just hurting, especially if I can't even do anything. It's like, that's out of my hands. Like, I don't want to see that. And by I don't want to see that, it's like I don't want them to feel that. Because it hurts. And it genuinely just causes so much chaos. It causes so much disruption. It's like, I don't want that for no one. I want it for no one. But I'm gonna just leave it off there. I like this. Genuinely liked it. I genuinely did like it. It was something I deeply needed just to get my mind, just let it roam, let it see where it takes me. And of course my other videos are, I have a topic in mind or something I want to talk about it, and then I just let it roam. But like, this is no pinpoint, precise, accurate, or nothing like that. Just letting my topic go as it comes. But that being said, love you forever and always. See ya.